Listening to the Walkout once again live from the wonderful, I love this place, the Wheelhouse VIP Lounge in beautiful place, Port Hueneme. What's happening, my bro?
You know what, man? This is awesome, man. I was just talking to you earlier. I was telling you how we came from different, we were recording in studios, we've recorded at home, and now, I'm saying it's cool to be in an outside setting, with the community, so it's cool.
Yeah, and now we've actually got a PA system. So you might be hearing a little bit of an echo in the background, but that's so that the folks in the lounge are able to check us out.
For sure. But we've done this at fights. If you do not know, bro, we've done this at fights where there's thousands of people there and there's fights going on at the same time. And we're trying to have interviews and talk and do the whole nine.
That's right. And we broadcast live from those fights for,
we do.
5-6 hours straight?
For sure.
Never running out of things to say?
Nope.
Might have to cover for each other for a little quick bathroom break or whatever you want to call them.
Yes, sir. Get out there real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but that's how you learn. I believe that that's like a good thing, that if you're able to, go out somewhere, still host your show, things going on, there's people that actually do that. That's how they do their shows. They're not always having the ability to be inside.
That's right. Yeah, and they don't have to necessarily have the whole entire thing going the whole entire time either.
Sure. Yep.
So that brings us to a really cool announcement. I guess it's okay if we announce that we're going to return to our friends over there at the Commerce Casino and visit our Star buddies. We're going to be there again live. We're not going to broadcast the entire thing. We are going to do it from a podcasting perspective. We'll have a lot of extras.
Yep.
I think we'll have an opportunity to sit down with almost every fighter.
I think where they're going to set us up at will be cool, because we're going to see those fighters and we're going to be able to actually connect with them. So yeah, it's going to be cool. Yeah,
we'll be near the locker room, so we'll see a lot of the folks that you've worked with in the past, maybe a couple that you've squared up with.
That's the one thing when we're there at the fights, just the ability of not being there in the ring fighting. Every time we're there, we're commentating. It's cool, but I wish I was in the ring actually.
I could feel that in you just a little bit. I could feel that competitor part of you,
yeah.
And I think that's one of the things that makes the podcast special and unique, is that you kind of helped walk the audience through what I remember Langston Butler, who's become a friend of our show, kind of what he was going through. And then I believe there was like a long pause, so he kind of had to be out there for quite a while before he got to actually walk out, even though he's already basically out there in his shorts and he's ready to go.
Yeah.
And you helped walk that through that, and we made eye contact with him a lot during that process, and he was intense.
Yeah, good young man. We've actually made a lot of good friends, through this, MMA community, and it's been cool. They're actually still good friends of ours. So, I enjoy it. And as far as wanting to fight, I have a good opportunity to go out to Texas, and then when I get out there, my brother and a few other the good dudes over at 4 ounce, they can get me the pro debut that they believe I deserve anyway.
Right. Absolutely.
So, and I'm still prime. I'm still ready to go. So it's just they said they want me to come out there. They want me to work with some of the top guys and work on that groundwork because that's what they're known for. So.
Because you have a pretty fresh body, you haven't put years and years of fighting onto it, and you haven't walked away from fights with injuries.
None. No, I'm at 5 fights. That's 3 wins, 2 robberies. So I'm not hurt at all.
I can definitely agree with 1 robbery for sure.
For sure, you were there.
As a matter of fact, I watched it a couple of times recently.
Right.
Just kind of fascinated at how quickly that was called, and
they knew what they were doing.
May the referee rest in peace. But it's just so crazy. It was definitely an early stoppage, though.
It's one of those things where no matter what they say, I believe that is what happened.
Well, and one of the cool things too is I think you didn't say it in those words, but I think that you felt like it came from a good place. Because you think that he was kind of looking out for you because he thought, oh, this guy's a little older, I got to protect him a little more. And that's kind of offensive, right? Because you're not in there to be the best old guy. You're in there to be the best fighter.
Yeah,
right?
Well, I mean, the way I look at it is, hey, we all signed the same paperwork. I tell Sonny, we talk about this all the time. Like, we're all signing the same paperwork. It's no different.
Yeah.
So you don't gotta help me. You don't gotta save my life. You don't gotta do none of that. Or I wouldn't sign the paperwork to fight anyway. So, and
the extra hoops you got to jump through once you hit 40.
For sure.
For the
but
commission.
like when I went to Texas, like them dudes said, fight. Why fight and not get no money? You're gonna put yourself out there, and bless you.
Yes.
Put yourself out there, and get yourself hurt possibly, and you might as well get something for it. And that's true. I've fought a bunch of fights for free, so I might as well get something for it. It's not like I'm afraid of a knockout. I really am not. I don't care. It's all good. If I get knocked out, it's cool. I'll wake up and I'm gonna go back to doing what I do. So it's just I don't have that thing like other people where like a loss messes me up or even makes me think about like I need to hang it up.
Well, in the MMA world we live in today, we've seen almost every fighter come back. Right. Almost every single one of them, except for Ronda Rousey, but every single fighter comes back.
Yeah, well, I always tell myself that somebody has to lose and somebody has to win. It's only you and them, so somebody, it could possibly be you. So it's cool to set your mind up already. Kind of think about it. You might lose that fight. That's okay. Of course, I want to win. I'm going to tell myself I am going to win.
And you will win.
Yeah. And
you'll win.
There's a possibility that you don't. You get knocked out.
Yeah.
That's it. And if you don't set yourself up for that, then you don't want to fight anymore.
Yeah, so, that's right.
It's cool to be able to have the ability and use it.
It's like Demetrius Johnson. I saw him speaking at it was one of the UFC events, and he was saying everybody's eventually going to get to that point where they're going to be there on somebody else's day.
Right.
Like everybody's going to reach that point. Because at the time, he was on, Demetrius was on Mighty Mouse was on a ridiculous winning streak at one point.
For sure.
And people were talking to him like it's going to go on forever. And he had the right mindset. He's like, dude, it can happen. And it eventually did because he's still fighting. And he said, if you keep doing it long enough, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, and he is actually still fighting at this point. So that's actually really cool.
He's one of my favorites.
Yeah, little dude, strong, fast, and smart at the same time.
I've met him a couple times, and he's such a cool, humble dude too.
Yeah, that's awesome. Cool. Yeah, that's awesome. Hey, so speaking of fights, dude, there has been a slew of fights.
You're
since the last
right.
time. Okay, so let's just talk about on the Thanksgiving weekend in boxing, Benavidez versus Andrade. So the Benavidez brothers, I really like them as boxers. They're like two brothers. One of them was in the Creed movie. I'm not sure if you've seen it. The last Creed movie, there was a Mexican fighter who was in this. He was one of the top dogs in that movie. He had
Okay.
gotten beaten, but he is one of the He's the younger brother.
Okay.
So he fought. He actually fought and lost his fight because he fought Charlo. He fought the Charlo twin, and he lost that fight. And he's a good fighter too. So but the Charlo brother is he's coming off a long hiatus. I think like 2 years he hadn't fought, and so this is like his comeback against a top-notch fighter, and he definitely unanimously won the fight.
Nice.
So that was cool to see two brothers on one card, and then the other brother, that was pretty cool. He's the older brother. He fought Andrade, who is again another top-notch fighter. He made that look easy. I mean, he beat him and stopped him. You guys are out of here? All right, my good man. Hey, yeah, no worries. It's good to see you guys, brother. Yes, for sure. Right on, brother. Enjoy your night. Right on. Yeah, so that was like a major a fight that they put on together, and brought it to that point to where these two brothers got to fight, and they got to fight two top-notch fighters. So they took one, the brothers took one win home, one loss, one win. I'm still sure that's a good celebration.
Yeah, you got to celebrate. At least that's a kind of I would think it would be a little bit of a cushion for the brother that lost.
Yeah,
a little bit, right?
For sure. Yeah, for them to get together and be able to. So in the Charlo brothers also have had a disconnect in their family. Those two haven't really spoke or talked in a while. So after that fight, his brother won, and I think they've kind of reconciled and reached out to each other now. So another cool thing,
Now, given the way your coaching and things like that go, would you ever want to be in a position where you and your brother were on the same card?
Oh yeah, it's almost happened a couple of times. Hasn't happened yet, but yeah, it would be cool and fun.
It would be.
Oh yeah.
I would have to, especially. I'm assuming it would happen in Texas. I would make the trip, dude.
Yeah, it'd definitely be in Texas. Would definitely be really cool if that happened. And I'm looking forward to what's to come of trying to get on this pro debut. Really, because my brother's gonna play a major part in that as well.
I'm excited for you, man. That's an exciting journey.
Looking forward to it, bro. I really, really am. I'm hoping that that's the way it goes. Beautiful. What is this? It's constant gifting. The big breakfast.
The big breakfast.
We got this. Okay. All right. So we were just in mid conversation. See, this is the really cool thing about doing this here, because it's part of the community. So much, like just how we were talking, and some people left, and people come in, and it's different,
right.
But it is also really cool because that is what me and you are about. We're about the community. So we just got handed this. What is that? The Big Brothers and Sisters of Ventura, California, cordially invited to celebrate the impact at the Big Breakfast. The host is he here. We'll be there. Okay,
this Friday.
That is awesome.
You want to go? I'll meet you up there. You want to go?
I wish I could go on Friday. Do you know? Okay, so first of all, I have business. What is that called? The town hall for my day job.
Oh, okay.
So I'll be there until, let's see, like 6. There's a possibility that I can. This starts at 8:30. So I ain't gonna say that I can't, bro.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say that I can't, because that's gonna be really cool. Z's gonna be up there.
Unless I'm so altered that I'm not remembering something, I think that I have Friday open. I think I'm gonna do this.
That's really cool.
Cool.
Yeah, cool invite. You see, Meet the right people, and the right
Yeah.
things just pop up for you.
Absolutely.
That's really cool, man.
Yeah, thank you, Z, for that.
Yeah, thank you, Z.
And
That's
for all
awesome.
that you do in the community. And this is celebrating the impact that that Wheelhouse makes with the big brothers and big sisters.
But that is the cool thing, and I think people need to understand that the impact Wheelhouse is having.
Their
You know,
commitment
this-
to giving, oh my goodness.
Exactly.
If you look at how much they give to the community.
Exactly. And it's all across the board. And I think you have to, they're connecting with so many outreaches, so many community outreaches, and putting money into the community.
Yeah.
There you go. It's awesome thing. So, yeah, that's really cool. Thank you again. Thank you again. Yeah. So, again, awesome fights happened on Thanksgiving. Last weekend, of course, Ryan Garcia fought Oscar Duarte. And
Right.
everybody thought that he was going to lose. He was by far, Ryan Garcia was the underdog. He stopped him.
Yeah.
I mean, he stopped him, dropped him, and oh boy, just couldn't even do nothing with him. Check hook and just put him together.
Wow.
Put him together.
Nice.
He's been having issues with his own camp. That's what Bernard Hopkins and that's De La Hoya. He signed to their situation, but they don't. He already sees they have no faith in him. So they were already banking on Oscar Duarte winning that fight, and he did not.
They got their plans
He
ruined.
got stopped. Well, Duarte was saying a lot of things. He basically was saying that he was going to show them that he's the real Mexican fighter, and that basically Ryan Garcia is just like a fraud. And so, I mean, he got stopped. And so now Ryan was very, very happy that he won the fight. He was talking his talk. So it was a great fight. It was really cool to see him come out on top of all the adversity.
Yeah.
That's probably why, because I'm not a big Ryan Garcia fan, but the story, the adversity, I think that's just really cool. That is really cool that he pulled out the win after nobody believed in him.
Isn't that great when somebody's plans get ruined like that?
For sure. Yep.
I remember back when the kids were a little bit younger and they were training with Nick DeLee over there at West Coast MMA, right? And there's a kid over there named Gaio who fights. I think he's with Oxnard Police Department now.
Okay.
And Gaio was brought up to Canada for a tune-up fight for one of their up-and-coming guys.
Right.
And Gaio knocked him out.
Wow.
And the plan was to bring him up for this guy to get a tune-up fight and then go, build his career.
You remember my fight was a tune-up fight.
Guy was like, I didn't travel to Canada from Oxnard to be somebody's chump.
Yeah, you're the fight that you called for me. That was a tune-up fight. I was supposed to be getting beat up and having that guy go.
You scared me at first. He didn't look like he was tuning you up, but you got the slow start.
Yeah, very slow start.
My
first.
bro.
Yeah, it was a very slow start. That was my first. Hey, I didn't know what to do, but I worked that out real fast.
That was the happiest I've ever been for a fighter that I had not met before. Just the Oxnard, that whole thing. I was like so excited for you. And
I looked so good on that second round. I don't even know what happened. I just went from first being scared to protect myself to being just going out there.
It's like, we're not going to 3. Oh, wait, they don't go to 3, right?
Yeah, I had 3. It didn't even go. Second round, I took them out.
Nice. Oh, it is 3. It's, because it's different times for different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I made it. I made it out.
That's
on
so
that
cool.
One. So, yeah, did you see what happened to Bobby Green?
No, I didn't.
This week. Oh. We're going to see Tony Cortez this week.
That's right.
In
January. I'm at Star Star Commerce Casino.
He's a good dude. Shout out to him. And I know Bobby Green is his boy. And I'm sure that was a vicious knockout. It was not. I believe that the ref, something should have been called on that. That's not. It wasn't cool. Bobby took a temple shot, and that made him kind of on wobbly legs, and then Jalen followed it up with a shot, dropped him to the floor, got on top of him. I think he hit him with like, I don't know, eight shots square in the face, in top of the temple, where he was flat laid out on the ground, just out for a while. So, yeah, definitely should have been stopped. What should
That's the worst. A late stoppage is worse.
The ref was laying right there watching the shots rain down. It wasn't cool. Wasn't cool at all. So, shout out to Bobby Green for, just standing tall and being in the fight, because he actually got up after that and went and, he showed some sportsmanship.
Nice.
Which is weird. He gets knocked out by Jalen and goes and shows sportsmanship. So I think I just look at it like that, like,
this sport.
He could have took that offensive, like, dang, you had to do me like that. Even Jalen could have stopped. He already knew he was done, but the ref didn't say it was done. So I see why he kept going, because a ref is supposed to jump in if he's done.
Yeah, you're supposed to fight until the ref tells you not to.
And so that's where I do see it from Jalen's point. Like, what, am I supposed to just stop? And then all of a sudden, because I stopped because my judgment says I should, this dude gets up and I later on lose the fight. I don't know. But yeah, so, it was.
I think that's what I love about this sport, because this sport is more that kind of sportsmanship than it is the Conor McGregor BS. And even Conor McGregor shows sportsmanship from time to time.
Right.
But I think that there's, particularly in this sport, because everybody knows how hard it is just to make it into the cage or into the ring, right?
Right.
Let alone withstand the fight, win the fight, get, be fortunate enough to not get caught off guard, or, have that one vulnerable spot taken advantage of.
Yeah.
I think there's like a mutual respect. And we brought up Langston Butler, and, we didn't talk to him the night of the fights. We talked to his opponent, who he lost to, and he called and he's like, hey, can I talk to you guys? Because I want to tell my side of the fight. And that's how we ended up becoming friends with Langston, because he came on, talked to Kobe, and kind of apologized for not having better sportsmanship. And we're blown away at this 19-year-old with
really
this.
Cool.
Yeah.
That was really cool. So yeah, I thought it was a good fight. Was quick, and was dangerous. So I'm sure that ref has gotten reamed. I'm sure. Who knows? We probably won't even see him again.
Especially now with all the different things at play on the bigger level, when it comes to the sport, with the whole Bellator and there's a lot more attention being paid to that. And I think officials are going to start finding that your job's not guaranteed. Yeah,
especially for bad calls. The fans are vicious.
Even quote unquote, I hate when people use the word casuals, because I feel like I'm a casual probably. But even when the casuals know the refs by name because of their bad, that's an issue. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, it used to be, you didn't really care who the official was as long as they did a good job.
Yeah.
Unless it was Herb Dean, because Herb Dean's so freaking cool.
He's awesome. And Herb Dean can fight. He has fought before, so you don't want to tangle. He's been in the ring. That's why he's a ref. He's not like a slack. He's actually fought. So.
Yeah, and I think he still coaches. I think he still has camps, and pretty high end camps.
That's dope. I hope it'd be like that. Have a high end camp.
Yeah.
Make some dough.
Yeah. You have a high end camp.
Yeah, I'm just we're waiting to expand it. We're if the good man upstairs allows us, we will have the new spot in Newberry Park. So Progressive Martial Arts Newberry Park will be there.
Excited.
Just hoping.
And my assumption is there's going to be a My Fight shop inside
the establishment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. Speaking of My Fight shop, we're going to have a booth set up at
we are.
Spar Star. We're going to get there good and early, and we maybe have Tony Cortez come sign some autographs.
For sure. January 20th, we will be at Spar Star in the building. The Walkout, and we will also be My Fight shop, West Coast there. Letting all the fighters check out the goods, pick up anything that they might see or want. I just ordered some new stuff that I'll have ready to put out there too. So
nice.
Should be cool.
I'm excited about that.
Should be pretty cool. Yeah. So Looking forward to it.
And shout out to our buddy Mike Gross for extending the olive branch on that too.
All the love, all the respect to Mike. Thank you so much for helping us out and hooking us up.
He called me, was it lazy dog, and I haven't called him back yet.
You're
I should call him on the air.
That's awesome. You definitely call brother up. You tell him I said hi.
I will.
Yeah, for sure. So, hey, this coming up weekend, big Saturday, big fights coming up. So, just for people who don't know, look, mark it on your calendar. Saturday is there. Devin Haney will be fighting Regis Purgis, and it's Regis Prograis, and it's going to be a good fight. Believe me, a good fight. Yeah, Devin Haney. Well, I'm not very impressed by Devin Haney's last fight, but I mean, he won the fight, so that says something. He's a sharp fighter, supposed to be one of the top dogs. So we should see, because Regis Prograis is not a slack at all. He's it's going to be a good fight. So this Saturday, definitely be watching out.
Where do we find that fight at?
Yeah, it's on DAZN. Just to let you guys know. So it'll be on DAZN if you have the app.
Okay, yeah.
DAZN, DAZN.
Usually that's where you find a
lot of the boxing. Yeah, so
yeah.
You got to have the app, and that'll get you into the fight. But fast forward to that fight, my brother was there, and he said these guys were overtowering the ring, and it was fast. But if you look at the fight, if this dude has a big punch or whatever the case may be, it's gonna take a lot more than that to get in the UFC. And just, I don't know, he didn't even show anything.
Yeah.
What? Oh wow, he threw a phantom punch or something, and the dude. What if this dude that he hit me was a weakling?
Yeah.
They say a lot of big people are like the bigger they are, the harder they fall.
Right.
So I mean, it could have very well been the case of that.
Well, we've seen a lot of great heavyweights get knocked out. We've seen them all get caught at one point, right?
It's going to be interesting to see why this guy's so great and able to get this contract right away. Hopefully, he might get in there and get his face smashed in and be done.
Did they lob him a softball like that? Who's that dude that beat up his woman in the NFL? Greg Hardy? Did they throw somebody like, I think Greg Hardy's probably been cut by now, hopefully.
Yeah, I'm sure.
That was the dude that, you remember he was using the freaking vaporizer, or he was using the inhaler in the corner. Do you remember that?
No.
Yeah, he was taking an inhaler while he was in the corner in between rounds. They're like, you can't do that.
Is that bad?
For the UFC, he was getting.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Yeah, he said, "Is that bad?"
Yeah.
Like when you're fighting, I think it is.
That's like every round you have an oxygen mask.
Yeah,
it's like, yo, you can't just oxygen up real quick, bro. What do you got to die?
I want dude to stay in the UFC because I like watching. I saw all the police report on what he did. I'm like, oh yeah, just keep getting him beat up. That'd be nice. Keep watching him.
Keep letting him be down. Yeah. Right on.
And he was a cowboy too.
Oh. You was like, yeah, you're a 49er.
So what we got coming up UFC wise? Is there anything exciting that you're excited about coming up?
We're coming towards the end of the year, so I don't think that they're gonna have.
They're starting to push the January stuff.
Yeah. It's the fight. They just had their fight card. So 264 is supposed to be the big card, and that would be Conor McGregor and Dustin Poirier. But that's neither here nor there. We'll see.
Yeah,
that's gonna be.
Are they still both on that card as of now?
Excuse me. That's what they say.
Interesting.
That's what they say.
I kind of want McGregor to go away.
I mean, I want to see him fight. I mean, it's been a while, so it would be nice to see him, put one more out there after that crazy injury.
Do you think he's still McGregor, though?
I mean, probably not. But, I mean, he's still McGregor.
Yeah, he still talks crazy, right?
Yeah.
But he's less vocal, so you don't hear as much. So it just makes you wonder.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to say I don't want to see him fight. Definitely would like to see him fight. It would be cool.
Who can you think of as far as being able to sell a fight that was as good as Conor McGregor and obviously Muhammad Ali? Muhammad Ali invented the game. Mike Tyson took it to a level that made everybody in the world uncomfortable.
Right.
And then there's Conor McGregor. So who else? Is there anybody else that you can think of that would go on that Mount Rushmore, if you will?
For MMA. Right?
Yeah. Well, boxing too, because I threw in Muhammad Ali and Tyson. I was thinking kind of on the combat sports side. Rousey'd love to be on there.
I wouldn't put.
Yeah, no.
I wouldn't. She was good, but definitely not gonna say she belongs up there.
Yeah, and she did some real, like, she was petty in a way that wasn't likable.
Yeah, I just believe she should have taken her loss, and that would have been perfectly fine. Just take your loss and move on.
Yeah, I think everybody's talking about her versus Tate 3. I'm like, nobody wants to see that.
Right. Right.
Nobody.
Right.
And I love Misha Tate. I don't want to see that.
Right. So yeah, I mean, I would assume there's a fight coming up on the weekend. It's gonna be Song Yadong versus Chris Gutierrez, and then we're coming close to the end of the year, so 296 is gonna be what they're saying that's Leon Edwards against Kobe Covington. That should be a good matchup.
That is a good matchup.
So we'll end up seeing with that how that looks when that gets here.
Nice.
We all wanted to see the McGregor and Poirier and fight, but realistically, it looks like it's going to be Leon Edwards, Kobe Covington, and then we'll see what happens. That's what happens after there for the UFC.
Yeah. Well, there's going to be a lot of changes, it seems.
Yeah.
So
a lot of new fresh blood and probably some old blood moving on.
Yeah. I wonder when the next Fight House is coming up. It's been a little while since they've run one of those shows. That's a good show.
The last one was that McGregor one.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yep. So
have you watched pretty much every season of that?
I didn't watch but I watched a good amount of them.
Yeah.
A lot of McGregor's guys were getting stomped. They were getting smashed.
Yeah. Like the whole season.
They were getting smashed. So
yeah, Chandler pretty much won that season.
Yeah, Chandler's the peeps were coming in and smashing.
The first season I watched was Ronda Rousey versus Misha Tate. Speaking of Tate versus Rousey.
Right.
And if you remember, who was on Team Rousey was our buddy, Real Deal Chris Beal.
Yep.
Ventura, California.
No Real Deal.
Which I loved. I liked Misha Tate because, I don't know if you remember that she used to train. I may have even told you this. She used to train with Team Alpha Male a long time ago. And I believe she came to one of my comedy shows with Uriah Faber way back, like when I first started out. Because the Team Alpha Male people used to come out a lot. And I remember someone who looked like her being with them and thinking, is that one of their girlfriends? Because usually they were like just the guys, right? And then, and so I kind of caught her on Strike Force. And I started going, oh, this is interesting. So I watched her win a tournament. So I kind of became a Misha Tate fan through that.
Nice.
So I was rooting for Chris Beal, Ventura, California on Team Rousey. But kind of rooting for the team against them, too.
Yeah. So I was moonlighting a little bit.
Yeah. It was complicated, Chris, if you're listening. But I was always on Team Real Deal Chris Beal anytime he's engaged.
It's always Real Deal, bro.
Always will be. So what's going on in the Menace household? Are there preps for the holiday season? Or we?
I just came off a bunch of birthdays, so at this point, it's just about to get through Christmas and the New Year. It's all kind of jumbled together. So I just look forward to the year changing and moving on. So we're gonna get through Christmas, of course. Try to save as much financials as you can, and just get through it, brother.
Yeah, especially when you go through that last. Maddie's birthday is in November,
right,
and then December, but you got a little more on your plate than that.
Yeah. So, our kids are a lot older now. So we got, some older kids and we got a younger one. So it's cool. Like we just, buy him all kinds of cool stuff, and the younger kids are just about money and make it easy.
Yeah, it's like a balloon, man, because you could get away with, like, when they're little, when they're like 3 or 4, you can get away with getting them a Hot Wheel or 2, and that's a good present.
Right.
And as they get older, it's like the presents get more. Now I want an iPad. Now I want Now I want a PC.
For sure.
And now next thing you know, you're 16 and I'm buying you a car or something. Like, oh man, this is, then finally you get to that 18. You're like, nope, I ain't buying nothing.
No, you ain't getting
Get
nothing,
out.
bro.
Yeah. Charge you rent on your birthday. I'm going to make you pay for your rent on your birthday.
Yep.
Oh, you want a birthday cake? Okay, that's going to be an extra 50 on the rent.
Yep. You're gonna pay for your birthday. You'll furnish your whole birthday. Yeah. So yeah, it's cool. We're gonna get through it and pop out on the next new year and start up whatever new endeavors that we can get going on. Like I said, with the gym, stuff with the show, this whole thing that we got with Wheelhouse. So, before we go, want to just thank them, thank you guys so much, all of the staff here at the lounge, Z and all the, guys upstairs who, allow us to happen. Just like, it's awesome. It's awesome. We're grateful.
Yeah, and thanks for not tripping because I got all this stuff laid out because I kind of came in and threw it together and we got going right away. I should have stuck my boxes away.
Right. We'll definitely get it done better next time.
Well, I came from another event where they raised a bunch of money for some very good causes and ended up leaving there just a little later than I expected.
Yeah,
so
no worries.
Here at the last minute.
Yeah, well, we made it, bro, and it was a good show for sure.
So check this out. Last week, Maddie had her last football game. It was her bowl game. And she's kind of been lost all season where she didn't really know what she was doing out there, right? She seemed really lost on defense. And so this last game, in her bowl game, her team didn't win, but she got 2 tackles, which is, pulled 2 flags, which was a really big deal for her. Because we were worried she was going to go through a whole season without getting a single tackle.
Right.
And she was only on defense. And she would have got a 3rd tackle, but the girl ran right into her. Ended up being a penalty because the girl, plowed into her.
Oh, right on.
But she didn't catch the ball, so it ended up being a penalty. It was pretty funny.
Crazy.
Yeah, so Maddie had this big game, and it was really, really kind of cool to see her feel all proud. And she had that energy all evening.
That's awesome. Go, Maddie.
Yeah.
Keep up that energy. I know you drove your dad crazy.
Yeah, she stayed the night that night.
Yeah,
she was going. And I took them over to the shipwreck after that too. We went over to the shipwreck for like 2 or 3 hours and hung out.
Wow.
She still had all that energy.
That's cool.
Yeah,
that's really cool, and I'm happy for her because I know that was a big deal. Pulling flag, she's been out there for a little while, trying to make her connection with flag football. So,
yeah.
Good job, bro.
Yeah, so she felt like she was part of the team, and I just saw how proud she was. It's really cool.
That is.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Anything else that you wanted to get out there? You want to get your socials out there?
Oh, man, you already know. Follow me. Mark the Menace, man. I'm out here. You know what I'm saying? You'll always find me at Progressive Martial Arts Ventura. If you don't find me, just randomly out in this world.
Yeah, especially at the VIP Wheelhouse Lounge.
Yeah, you can find me here on Wednesdays.
It's the Wheelhouse VIP Lounge, I think, not the VIP Wheelhouse Lounge. That's their socials, VIP.wheelhouse.
Yep.
On the Instagram. And there's also wheelhouse.vip. I think one's the backup.
Yep, and they're making a new big giant wheelhouse, it looks like. Seems like it's going to be really nice.
Oh, they got one in Ventura coming up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love that.
All these Venturians, make sure you guys tap in.
Yeah.
Tap in.
And be sure to join us. We're going to be here regularly, 8 p.m. on Wednesdays, the Walkout live recordings. And if you have an interesting story, we'd love to have you jump on and talk to us.
Swing on by. Come step up. We always have a 3rd mic, so you can come in, speak, talk. It's all good.
Yeah, and if you got multiple people, we can throw together more mics. I think I have enough to get 5 people on here right now.
Yep. Bring your whole family.
All right, man. Well, great show. Thank you so much for being patient with me since I got here a little bit later. Well, I got here at 8, but right at 8.
We're perfectly fine.
Oh, that's all good. I'm XL Comic, and again, we'll see you, as you said, it's January 20th for Sparstar.
January 20th, Sparstar, Famous, and Mark the Menace, and my good man Tom will be down there.
That's right. All right, thanks for listening to The Walkout. Everywhere podcasts are found, be sure to like, subscribe, and tell all your friends. And meet us at the Wheelhouse VIP Lounge.